You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oilersnation Radio, Friday edition, episode whatever it is. Draft's behind us. Mm-hmm. Free agency kicks off tomorrow. We've got trades to discuss. Bag Milk, Dan, Rick, Liam, all here. Tyler is not. He is in transit. He is somewhere in the air.
Maybe.
Or he could be riding transit. Maybe riding transit.
He could be sitting in an airport lounge.
Yep. He literally could still be inside Tootsie's.
He could be at Tootsie's.
Bill Guerin.
Could be with Bill Guerin.
That was very funny.
Jay left him in Nashville.
He did.
Understandable.
Do you know, when I went to Nashville, I don't know if I went to Tootsie's. I don't remember.
You did.
Were you with us?
No, I went with my friends a few years before.
Not your friends?
Did. The purple building?
Before I worked here.
The big purple building.
I don't know. I don't remember the bars I went
staircase?
to. They were all kind of just...
They all have staircases.
Yeah. Long staircase though?
Actually, it definitely was because it's right on the corner, right?
No, it's like
off the corner,
almost kitty corner from the arena there.
Yeah, on the corner.
There's a gift shop on the corner.
Oh, so it's right next to the corner.
You got
Close.
it.
Close
Don't
to the
ask
corner.
Don't ask for perfection.
Right next to
it's
right close to Jack's Barbecue. Fantastic.
Jones Barbecue?
Jack's.
Do you remember that commercial? It was like, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. You ever see that one?
I am probably not going to get barbecue where I can get a foot massage.
Do you remember the commercial?
Especially for please hope Joan's washing her hands.
No kidding. That is something else.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
I'll get a pulled pork sandwich. Just give us a second here. He's just working on, he's got 2 more pinkies to go and he'll be right over here.
So I'm not going to just speak for everybody, but do either of you guys remember what Liam just referenced? Because he's like, he looked at all of us thinking we would remember that. And nobody knows anything about chicken sandwiches and massages.
No. Oh man, we will be watching that after the show. It is an all-timer.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Is this something out of England?
No, it's some guy in the US. He just stands there.
This is definitely an American thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Just stands there outside of his store and just like swings his legs, like kicks one the other way and goes, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. It's so funny.
All right. Well, I don't know that I love barbecue and I love foot massages. I didn't know that I needed them together, but I guess I do.
I would spend good money to spend like half an hour inside his head.
Oh, the colors are brighter in there for sure.
Wow.
All right.
Maybe I'll tweet it and I'll just send out the link and nothing.
I think you should just start tweeting things with no filter. Whatever comes in goes out.
Yep. We'll deal with it afterwards.
Has he done it any other way before this?
Man.
I think there is a bit of a filter in there. There's 4 or 5 guys in there working on it. Like, whoa, that can't, whoa.
It's like the movie with all the emotions, the Disney one. What's that one called?
Nobody tell him. Don't tell him.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't tell him.
With all the emotions.
But I like
all the little things that are the colors.
Oh, you're talking about Up.
Oh, Fantasia?
What did you say?
Fantasia?
Bolt. Was that Bolt?
No, it's the one where the guy gets super angry and his head just, I think his
Toy Story.
His hang.
You're thinking of Toy Story 2.
I'll have to
I have
Google it.
no idea why. I know
Don't
this.
tell him.
I thought it was
Don't tell
Fantasia because it was like, that's the only thing weird.
No, this one's like newish.
Oh.
It's a few years. Where is it here on the list?
Yeah, of course you do.
Of course Dan knows it. Tell me.
No.
My laptop's not good enough
People
to
are like
load.
screaming at their radios
Wi-Fi
right
too.
now.
You're using your own
Inside
data
Out.
for this.
There you go.
Inside Out.
All right. Well, we're going to get started.
We're talking about Bambi, actually.
Yes.
Bambi.
Yep.
When that guy gets really mad in Bambi.
Weekend at Bernie's when he explodes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Great movie. They don't make them like that anymore.
No Weekend
really
at Bernie's
don't,
2, but few are.
Unfortunate.
Weekend at Bernie's 2, arguably unnecessary.
They don't make a lot of good movies anymore.
All right.
They don't make them like they used to.
They sure don't, Liam.
Don't.
Hold on. We haven't hit number 12 of the Fast and the Furious franchise yet.
True, there's a trilogy to end it all. Just what we need.
I can't wait for the 12th one.
Where are they going to go?
Family.
Oh, the whole family's going to go somewhere.
The whole
family's going to...
We're going to go down to the Titanic. We're going down to the Titanic.
That's what I thought too.
The family saves the sub.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't want to be the one that said it.
You were thinking it.
I told you there's some guys in there working on the filter.
Toretto, we need to go down to the Titanic. He's like, okay.
With my family.
Oh, for the family. I left my life.
Do anything for family. Quarter pound per square inch.
Remember when we used to steal DVD players and now we race subs? All right. Anyway, my friends at Oodle Noodle, 18 locations and counting, go pop in and get a free Oilers Nation sticker, provided that you were at the Edmonton locations. If you're in Calgary, you just made a bad life choice. Mm-hmm. A good choice to go to Oodle Noodle, bad choice to live in Calgary.
Yep.
I must add that as a caveat. Liam, you're filling in for Tyler as our producer. What do we have for a delicious debate today for our friends at Oodle Noodle?
The delicious debate today is what happened yesterday when the Oilers traded Kailer Yamamoto and Klim Kostin for future considerations, which could be pretty much anything. So
literally anything in the future can be considered.
Let's debate the trade. What has everyone thought? Somewhat went down.
So I kind of did a little bit on this today because I did a BLTN kind of emergency podcast episode after the trade, and the Yamo part of it, we've kind of been expecting for since the day the season ended.
Half the season sure.
Since the trade deadline?
Pretty much. So that one, like, I felt like my heart was ready for it.
Yeah.
Saw it go. We knew that the return wasn't going to be a whole lot. Future considerations, though, was very low. What I did not expect that the bonus that they had to tack on to Kailer Yamamoto being traded was Klim Kostin. There was talk about, they're a couple of $100,000 off and whatever. And you're like, okay, but like, we're going to make this work. At least that's what I thought in my head. So to also have Klim leaving as part of that package for nothing it's a real bummer. I don't know whether there's their debate there, but like, it's a bummer.
Yeah. Rick, how about you go? I clicked on the video to see, and all I could see is Rick's head down and shaking. So
I went to your Instagram yesterday afternoon and it just said, nobody talk to me.
Yeah, I needed a little bit of time to myself there. I got a couple messages from different people, but no, man, I'm right with you there, BM. I got over the fact that Yamo was going to have to go. I don't think he's producing at the $3 million. We need that spot, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that. That's not really a debate. For me, though, I would have tossed in next year's fourth round instead of Kostin. I think that's about the equal value. Mm-hmm. Even the third next year would have been fine for me. I just didn't see why you had to move on from a guy like him. I know there's a lot of stories and rumors and this, that, and the other thing out there. I don't think they were really dealing against Rush all that much. Even Gregor came out today. He said that Avangard was the team that offered him something. And from what I understand, that's true. But he didn't want to go there. That wasn't actually going to be a thing. He wasn't sitting there using that as a bargaining chip. I felt they should have just qualified him, use that extra time between today and his arbitration day to figure out a deal that works for everybody. He was big in the team last year. He likes the team. He loves the players. The players love him. He had a great meeting in the exit interviews with the coaching staff. They kind of gave him a rundown what they expected from him this year. He was happy with the role they wanted him to play in. Everything was looking like it was going to be, a match made in heaven for this year. So I really don't understand what turned or where it turned or why it turned, but we are where we are now. And I don't agree with the throwing him into the deal, but it is what it is. And I just asked the team to please stop trading my friends. Yes. I've gone through this. I've gone through this a couple of times now.
You're running out of space on the wall to put the jerseys up.
You're telling me, man, it's tough.
So putting aside kind of the emotion, I think, from this
and the player, taking out the emotion. I like the actual player a lot. I think what he brings on the ice. Yeah. I like what he brings to the room. I don't think you can find another guy for the same price tag who can bring all of the same things. And I think there was another step available on his offense. The opportunity.
I look at a guy like Klim and I say good franchises have to be able to find Klim Kostins every year. And
we had one and we got rid of them.
But good franchises don't necessarily give those guys a bag. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that he's asking for a bag, but he's asking for a bag, obviously, that the Oilers weren't comfortable with paying.
No, that's what Holland says to on TV right now.
No, but that's the action proved it, that they weren't willing to come to whatever number Kostin was at. So I think that to me, it's just the cold, hard reality of this business is that Edmonton has to go out and find another Klim now. And that's frustrating, but that's what good franchises do.
Liam?
No, good franchises hold on to players.
No, good franchises go out and find the guys on teams like a St. Louis where they weren't going to find.
Let good players walk away for free.
But good franchises also know how to cut bait when you
don't know what the future considerations are. It could be anything.
That tree right there.
Could be a guy.
Liam,
Klim Kostin.
Settle this.
I think when you see the trade, it's extremely disappointing.
Hugely.
Like Klim, I think obviously we all loved him. Memes galore. I think Dan's right, but I also think Rick's right in the same sense that like the Oilers should now be able to find somebody, but the Oilers also shouldn't let go of promising players like Kostin. He is kind of a unicorn in that sense of he can score goals, he can beat the shit out of you. Like he has a lot of skill. He's capable of playing in the top 6, I think, one day.
He's the complete package.
But it is such a strange situation in the sense of like, okay, like why couldn't this come to an agreement? You know, like what was holding it against him? Like, it feels like someone on one side of this was playing with too hard of a ball and the other side didn't want to bite to it. So it's disappointing. The Oilers now got to fill this thing, but to me, it also says the Oilers have a lot of belief in guys like Holloway and Warren Fogle now to play on that left wing over a Klim Kostin. So I'm very curious to kind of see what they do there, but it's disappointing. I really thought Klim Kostin was coming back and Janmark wasn't, and then Janmark resigned today.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
Janmark at $1 million is perfect.
Yep.
I think you could have got Klim right around there. And I think for a team that needs to re-sign Bush, and I think that's where some of the money's going to go, and a team that needs to re-sign McLeod, I think moving out a guy like Yamo for nothing was awesome. Okay. I said right away, I thought we were going to be after the Puljujärvi trade for nothing. I thought we were going to get rid of this contract for nothing, which we did almost. But then you move on to a guy like Fogle, because I think everything that Fogle could do, Klim can do, except for he's going to do it for half price. And then you take that money, you give that to McLeod now, and then you got McLeod for however many years. When the cap starts going up, he's an underrated player. He's an underpaid player at that point. And I think you're a lot further ahead than you are right now.
I think it's interesting that Fogel's the other guy to debate because they were probably the other's 2 best bottom 6 forwards, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the only reason I bring up Fogel's name is because of his price tag.
Position price tag.
Yeah. And the thing is if you approach Detroit and said Fogle, they're going to say no because of the price tag, right?
See, but you don't have to go. And I don't know about that either because I think Fogle for what's Fogel's
275,
right? Yeah. Fogle for 275. I think that's a value deal for anybody, especially when you watch what he did in the second half of last year.
I think Kostin got screwed by the cap not going up.
Well, 1,000%. I've said that, right?
Yeah. Having it stay flat sucks
big time.
So I wanted to get really mad at Bettman or whoever for not figuring it out. But I was listening to the radio the other day and John Shannon said that he believes Bettman did approach the PA with some sort of handshake deal to allow this to go up $3 or $4 million this year. And whatever the payments were, he didn't really know. He didn't really
specify.
Yeah. But the PA said no. The fact that it's gone up $2 million in the last 4 or 5 years, I think is, if I'm Daryl Cates, I'm losing my fucking mind.
I'm losing my mind.
You'd imagine a lot of owners are upset about it.
Yeah. And especially I'd be looking at Gary Bettman too, because otherwise, if Arizona was an average income team in the league, is this not taken care of already? Probably. So are we only in this payment position still right now because Arizona sells out a building with 4,700 people and everybody thinks it's the fucking coolest thing in the world? They're holding everything back right now. I'd be losing my fucking shit if I was anybody.
And you're on the side of the building.
Yes.
That is an interesting conversation because I think the owners having Bettman be able to speak so much to the media the players, they don't have that same ability with their
Who is the head of their
PA
right now?
rep? I was just trying to remember who that
They
is.
fired
They
him.
have a new guy
he
now.
just left Biden's fucking cabinet as like the same type of job,
Labor or
working.
something?
Yeah, the labor, whatever the fuck he was with the government. He's now in charge. So I think it's actually a step in the right direction. This type of a guy, but. And I sort of get why you want to just eat your vegetables right now and move on. Mm-hmm. And obviously I have a bit of a bias from my angle, or pretty much everybody here. I would just, as Connor McDavid, as any player, they're getting screwed right now.
Yeah.
The players are getting screwed.
Players are for sure.
I think actually, like, there's been a lot
Janmark should not be $1 million player.
No, he shouldn't.
Well, meanwhile, Corey Perry's a $4 million player.
Yeah. And
sorry to interrupt you, Liam. I was just going to say that I just heard too, that this guy that came in as the PA head, he was at the board of governors meeting because he's like friends with some of the owners from his time in the administration. And so the players are a little bit irked about that too, where it's like, now you've had Donald Fair before, his name, and he was chummy he was real chummy with everybody. And then Bill Daly before that, who then became the deputy commissioner. So it's just, I don't know, the PA, I feel like there's an element of like, when I hear John Shannon say that, it's like, oh, I believe that. But at the same time, well, what did the NHL pile on top of that was made the players say no? Right? Because the players literally turned down money. You're telling me that the players each turned down $3 million to each of their teams?
Well, I think they just wanted to like get over this fucking payment thing, but it's going to be over halfway through the season, and it's going to be the shoe on the other foot where the owners actually owe the fucking players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will. Like this bill is supposed to be paid off like mid-season. Mm-hmm. And then the second half of the season will be the owners making more than 50%, and the owners are going to have to turn around and give some money back. So instead of doing that, just up the fucking cap $2 million, call it a deal. And there was a deal here to be made.
We don't have to sign for trade Klim.
I think just to kind of end the debate on Klim, at some point the Oilers must have felt they weren't going to be able to negotiate with him like they did with Ryan McLeod to get a cheaper deal.
I personally have a tough time believing that from my perspective. I don't think that's an actual thing.
The only counterpoint you could say to that is that they were more concerned that they couldn't get rid of Yamamoto for free or for cheap than they were to keep Klim Kostin.
And getting rid of, like I said, I would have used next year's third or fourth to add in to be future considerations and not have to eat any money.
But you wonder if Detroit was willing to accept that, or if they were just pushing for it.
I guess another thing too would be like, if it wasn't Kostin, who else was it?
Yeah, like who else was Stevie Eisman asking for?
The only one that's kind of equivalent would be a Lavoie, would be the only other guy on that same level of like young
the question
RFA,
marks.
you're not really sure. Yeah.
I think
McLeod's too established.
McLeod's above.
And the others value him way more than Yamamoto.
Yeah,
So it sucks. I really wish Klim could have been here for a while.
I did. I'm stunned.
Yeah.
We got less than a year of Klim Kostin.
Yeah, but now this really opens the door for a Zach Kassian return, I think.
You leave the room right now.
If you're looking for some young players, we're going to have the street team out at the Brick Tournament coming up early next week. Tyler and the Oilers Nation Street Team will be there on July 4th at around 12:30 to interview some of the local players and the coaches and cheer on the kids. Hundreds of Brick Invitational players have gone on to play in the NHL and other professional hockey leagues, including the Oilers' own Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Brett Kulak, Nick Bukestad, former friend. What's amazing now, so we were doing a meeting yesterday about the Brick Tournament, and I just said to Waz, I'm like, you got to get some of this puck skills that some of these kids have on camera these days, because they are crazy. Just bananas. Let me tell you, when I was 10, there would be one kid that was just a little better than everyone else, and you'd be like, whoa, that kid can actually skate. Now they're freaking spinning pucks around, and they're doing the Michigan, and they're all over the place.
This still can't do the Michigan.
I can barely say Michigan sometimes. Some of the kids that go to these tournaments too are like unreal,
unbelievable.
Like Connor Bedard played in this tournament.
Dude, if you watch Saturday night hockey and they do like little in-depth dives into player X, player Y, the amount of young hockey video footage coming from West 7 and Mall is absolutely astonishing.
It's wild.
Like when you know what you're looking for, you'll be like, there's the mall. There's the mall. This kid played there. That kid played there. It's crazy.
This is one I just remember coming up, but this was a 2012 brick tournament, 2011 brick tournament. These are some of the players: Cole Caulfield, Trevor Zegras, Jack Hughes, Kirby Dock, Matt Boldy. There was one other guy in there too. I can't find him now, but it's just like these guys
Crazy.
are all first round picks.
Yeah.
It's nuts, the players that go to this.
So watch out for some content from us coming up from the brick tournament for next week. Some of these kids are just stunners.
Yeah.
They just really are. Moving on, I want to finish up just talking about the Kostin Yamamoto trade a little bit, because today news broke that the Detroit Red Wings are buying out Kailer Yamamoto.
But
400
Tyler told me that's
I
impossible.
didn't think that was happening.
Tyler was also wrong about just Yamamoto getting traded yesterday, because I text him. I'm like, this is what I heard. Can you ask Frank? I know you're sitting beside him. Ask Frank. You go, I don't think so, man. Ken Hall's not even on the phone right now. And then 2 seconds later, he goes, yeah, you were right.
It's gotta feel good.
So then later in the day, we were doing real life,
Yeah.
and Liam said, if Kailer Yamamoto gets bought out today, we got to find this tweet from Tyler and retweet it or whatever it was. How did that go?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up, but my computer's moving at a snail's pace.
Because I'm all
I don't
about
want to
piling
too
on
fast.
Tyler.
Get away from you.
He basically he said that we're loading in. Come on.
Here we go. I got it.
Okay.
I beat you. Chicago got a second round pick to buy out Josh Bailey. Detroit took Yamamoto for free. It would make no sense for them to just buy him out. It's not happening.
I remember.
On that tweet, well, there's a handful of responses that are just nation citizens being nation citizens.
Hey, do you think anyone can put that in a frame?
We'll put it right next to his other pictures.
Well, yeah,
we could have a great wall of
He's
takes
not going to
that
be
age
listening.
poorly.
He's not going to listen to this podcast. So if somebody could put that in a frame,
I'll just
and we
come
could just surprise him here with it one day.
come in on Monday, just tape it to the wall. There you go, Tyler.
No, you need to fasten that, not tape. You need to put that thing.
Yeah, I'll
with some
get
of
a
that
little
sticky putty stuff.
I got a stud finder. Just make sure I can get it.
Got four right here, pal.
Hey.
Hey, yep.
Tyler's really got to watch his mouth with this stuff, though. We've done the Bruins thing now.
We should just play a clip
And
of
now we're
Liam
on
saying
this.
Tyler should watch his mouth.
Yeah, that was very aggressive. You all know what I meant. He's got to be careful. Sometimes he
After the cat food, you
he
think he'd be a little.
exposes himself.
After the cat food, you think he'd be a little more careful.
Yeah, nope.
Sounds like he's better at being wrong than right.
Yes. So if Tyler tells you anything, just assume the opposite.
Yeah, just whatever Tyler says, go the other way.
He doesn't half-ass anything. He whole asses it all the time.
It was just like when I was
Sad
watching
about that though.
I was watching Oilersnation every day, and Jay was on it, and Tyler convinced Jay to tail him on the run line on the Jays, and they got beat like 20-5 or something like that. So it's just fade your M check. I think that's what we're saying here today. That's really all that matters. Yeah. Thoughts on Yamo getting bought out, though? It is interesting that the Detroit Red Wings have like $30 million in
so
cap
much
space,
money.
and they're just like, yeah, you know what? Can't make it work.
I don't see why you don't want a player like that.
I'm
like it's 1 year.
surprised too.
You got to pay him anyways. Like I understand you're saving cap space, but it's not really something you're going to be overly worried about come October, whatever, game one.
Yeah.
I don't get why they didn't use him. I mean, we played this game on Tuesday. Where's Kailer Yamamoto going to end up? I said Seattle, so my guess is still available. So that's
I can't remember where I
positive for me
said.
here.
Do you think before you yell at me and yell at your radio, I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe. Do you think there's any opportunity old Yama rolling back into town because his stuff's already here?
I think I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. He's getting paid his full salary. So he gets paid $3.2 million or whatever it was. So if you sign this guy for like $1 million and say, hey, the cap's going up next year, he's not even on Frank's top 50 free agents. So
I'd be so angry with that.
if he re-signed here,
Yeah.
why?
$1 million?
They'd find a way to punish us with
I
like a
would-
draft.
Because you're already going to have Connor Brown here, right? So are we
Yeah.
assuming Connor Brown's here?
We assume
That
Connor
levels
Brown's
out,
here.
Yes.
So that levels out the top six. And then the next guy into the top six is most likely a Holloway or a Lavoie. And then I guess Yamamoto could be a part of that little grouping. But
Yep.
if that was the play in the bottom six, I take 21 over him all fucking day.
To answer your, what you said though, Dan, there is a rule in place where you can't buy out because
You
the
can't eat
Flames did
money.
it with Michael Stone and
Brooks Orpik.
Brooks Orpik happened in Washington. So they set a rule where you can't buy a player out and immediately sign them on that team anymore. But the Oilers didn't buy anybody out.
I think I would actually like that.
No, you can't trade a player.
You can't also
Eat money, have
and then
the
get
other
him
team
back.
buy him out, and then
because that's the same thing going with what's his name, D'Angelo right now.
Yes, that is the issue.
But in this specific case, the Oilers didn't buy out Yamo. He's a free agent.
Did anybody send out any farewell Yamo tweets yesterday?
Not a
on
one.
Instagram?
Not a one.
I saw a couple for Klim.
Not a one.
Ah.
Come on.
I didn't see anything.
I haven't seen anything either.
Could it be?
The big boys did it for Yeso when he left.
Yeah.
They did it for
For the
Barry when he
I
left.
thought you meant like the team, the players.
No.
That's 1,000% true. I have not seen
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
Maybe
I'm
little buddy
speculating.
comes rolling back around $1 million bucks.
Now that
tomorrow.
he's a free agent. I mean, obviously the players knew something Tyler didn't, but now that he's a free agent, you got to think he's going to go like look at a Seattle
Oilers Nation
what?
Insider Radio?
Yeah.
Is that what we are? Do we have to change our name?
we cracked the code.
Listen, I'm not saying it's happening. I don't think it's happening, but it could happen.
It's a weird thing to
Those
have a
players
guy-
love Kailer
that
Yamamoto.
is
And let's
part of the
face it,
core.
and as soon as the Janmark thing came down today,
People were talking about it.
Leo
Yeah.
had a post there right away for it.
You don't think Leon Draisaitl would have a post saying goodbye to his buddy?
Yeah, like no one said anything.
Look at Rick's
Skinner,
taking to
Boosh.
Instagram because old Bag Milk's onto something.
Matt, text someone, Rick. Surely you got someone in there.
Just you got somebody's number in there. Come on. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see where because I could fully see Kailer Yamamoto ending up in Seattle, going home. Why not? I
I
can
could see him somewhere like in Anaheim too.
I just think this year is so interesting because there's like 6 teams who have money.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes sense for these guys who are getting bought out or older guys.
There's a lot of RFAs not being qualified too.
Yeah, like take a little bit of money for 1 year, try and build up more of a reputation. If Yamamoto scores 20 goals again this season, he's going to get a bit. He'll probably get his $3 million again next summer.
Yep.
Yeah, but the cap's going to be fucking $89 million next year.
Exactly. So there's money there for them to grab.
If
I
you
think
do,
it might be worth
Tyler
it.
Ennis
I'm
kind of idea.
curious to
Yeah.
see exactly. I'm curious to see how many guys, not just here in Edmonton, but like around the league, are going to do the 1 year bet on themselves deals tomorrow.
Like Blake Wheeler's another one.
Blake Wheeler,
Matt Duchene got bought out today, which is his buyout cap is
his buyout
insane.
is outrageous.
So I saw a thing and it was, I think it's next season. So this year
next
is like
season.
1 million and the year after it's like 5 or 6. He would be the second most expensive forward on Nashville. So it's Forsberg, Matt Duchene's buyout, and Colton Sissons is a third guy. It's little boy. Their buyout is crazy. So they're still paying Duchene. They're obviously paying Johansson, who they just traded. They got that 4% on Ekholm's deal. And then they're still paying Kyle Turris $2 million for 5 more years. That is insane. They signed Kyle Turris for 6 years and they still pay him for 5 more. And he hasn't played in the NHL for like 2. Oh boy.
It's a good life.
No.
Is that Tyler?
Is that Yamamoto?
Yep. Saying not happening.
Yeah. Damn it.
I don't know, but like, honestly, this annoys me. Do you guys get as many just like robocalls?
I don't know. If it doesn't have a name on it or something, I don't answer it. So I don't know which one's a robocall or not.
I definitely answer every one of them and I yell at them and stuff. And so they put me on more lists and I show up on more calls every day.
Why?
I hate it.
Why do I deal with them?
Yeah.
Because it's therapy. I just unload on them. If I'm having a rough time or
exact
something's
opposite
frustrating
for
me,
me.
I find it annoying. Like that one, whatever.
Do you check your voicemails?
Yeah, but like I do sometimes. I'm actually thinking of just killing my voicemail entirely.
I really I'll leave it for a month. And then I'll just, whatever, I'll go get it and just go through and like, this is from May 31st. I was like, well, that's a month and a half ago. 7, 7, 7, and just delete them all.
A lot of times too, I'll go check my voicemail and I'll be like, this is so-and-so. You are being arrested and blah, blah, blah. We are sending something. Your SIN number has been frozen. I'm like,
Gasp.
all right.
Darn.
Anyway,
I've won a contest from literally every airline in the world.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
This seems like a good time to talk about our friends at Cornerstone Insurance. Things happen. Life happens. Cornerstone Insurance has been around for 90 years here at Edmonton as Edmonton premier boutique insurance brokerage. Visit cornerstoneins.ca/nation to get an online tenant or condo insurance quote in just a few moments. If you use the promo code NATION, you will get an exclusive rate. So you get your insurance and you get yourselves a little bit of a deal as well. Come on, everybody's having a good time with that. Come on. Looking around, Frank Saravalli did update his top 50 free agents list. A lot of them are just not even out of the realm of possibility for the Oilers where they're at given the cap situation. But is there anybody that intrigues you that's out there right now?
Yes, there is one, and I have not heard his name muttered very much.
Is it Connor Brown?
It's not Connor Brown. Is that Matthew Phillips from Calgary? So he's 25 years old, absolutely dominated the American League, but now apparently he's pissed at Calgary, like everybody is apparently.
That's not the guy that they asked about. They asked Sutter about the how his game went. He's like, "Who's that again?" Oh, 47. He put his glasses on.
No, that was Peltier.
Okay, yes.
But Phillips is a guy who has lit up the American League for 2 seasons. He had like 70 points this year. Calgary like wouldn't play him, so now he's like, well, why would I go back to Calgary? Not being in a similar situation, and he might be less than $1 million because he's not established in the NHL. And I just wonder if he's that pissed at Calgary that he would come to Edmonton.
Revenge tour?
I think Frank had him at
listen, I love a good revenge
status,
tour.
though? Don't they own his rights?
He's UFA
He's
because
UFA.
He didn't play enough NHL games. That he was the part of that that group that if you don't like Tyler Benson. Yeah, he's part of that. I think it's a free agent 6 group or something like that. So that's guy I'm like very curious about. I don't think he would come to Edmonton, but
Where's he from?
I think he's from BC. Played in the WHL for Victoria. He's from Calgary. God, wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, there we go. He had 36 goals and 76 points.
Already. He had it right away.
Yeah, I had him loaded. I didn't know all those stats off the top of my head.
Looking at the top 50 towards the bottom of the list, because that's where we're kind of going to be living with our limited cap space. I'm really intrigued to see, well, number one, if Jonathan Toews comes back to play next year, and 2, where he ends up.
His agent said he wouldn't be anywhere after day 1. So I think Toews,
because he hasn't even decided he wants to play. And I'm sorry, but a dude like that at this point of his career with the challenges he's had over the last,
35 years old.
Last 2 seasons, the extra challenges, the off ice stuff, the health stuff. If you don't know by July 1 whether you want to play or not, I don't think there's a very big chance you're playing. It's going to take a lot of work to get him back into what that shape he's used to being in for at the beginning of the season. And I don't see him being like a guy who's just going to like Roger Clemens his way in and come in and halfway through the season.
It is kind of unfortunate to see the way this last couple of years have gone for him. And he had a good season last year. Like, I think when he's healthy, he can still play at a good level. Would you rather take Nick Bukestad or have Jonathan Toews?
Long and short, we're at Derek Ryan.
Yes. Is Toews medium Derek Ryan?
Might be.
I mean, Toews is probably a little bit less, but maybe you just fork up an extra couple of $100,000 for Bukestad.
I saw on the rundown, Gregor was just speculating. He wasn't saying anything about anything. He was like, I wonder if the Oilers might approach Thomas Tatar. 32 years old. Can score a little bit of goal. Can score some goals still. He had 20 goals in 82 games last year with the Devils. I don't know how they would afford it, so I don't know where Gregor's logic is coming from on that one. Maybe they got to trade Yamamoto again.
Maybe just fill it in time.
Maybe. I mean, I get that. James Van Riemsdyk's another guy who'd be interesting. The projected cap contract for him is only 1.8 according to Daily Faceoff. So Jonathan Drouin, anybody?
No.
All right.
Former Halifax Moosehead.
I did some math before on what the Oilers will probably be after all the cap. The signings they have to make, and it'll be between 2 and 2.5 available.
So Connor Brown's money then?
Connor Brown. Unless they get Brown for $1 million.
They did, from what I understand, they said that they were going to get Connor Brown was going to be a lesser deal with a lot of incentives.
Mm-hmm.
If I could find it on the
Oilers. I think that's a guy like that. I don't know why you just don't give it a go. Next year is the year the guys want to be UFAs, right? Next year, the next 2 years are when. So why not just take that fucking 1 year, Leon. Come over, you're living in Connor's guest house.
Living on his heated driveway.
Yeah, well, you get a nice tent out there. It's always warm.
Hell of a view.
Yeah,
of course.
Probably get to use the hot tub.
I like to imagine
shower, just a splash.
The Connors standing at the front window, enjoying a coffee, watching the snow melt on the heated driveway. That's good living right there. The Connors
matching house coats.
Of course. Connor 1, Connor 2. Hell yeah.
Hey, you ready on that meme now? Thing 2, Connor 1, Connor 2. You're getting needed by about 11 a.m. tomorrow, I think.
I'll prepare it.
When does free agency kick off tomorrow? Is it
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Oh, we go live at 9 a.m. So maybe it is 10 a.m.
I think
Should
it's
be
10 o'clock.
We don't like to change our times in the NHL.
Yes.
So it's good. So it starts at 10 a.m. So it should start around what, 10:17?
10:06.
Hey.
It probably starts at 9:30 a.m. Officially begins.
We're probably gonna, the insiders gonna be like,
11:30 Eastern.
yeah.
so and so
normal
going
time.
this way, so and so that going that way, and then when 10 a.m. hits, it just goes bang, 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 bang.
Is basketball not on tomorrow at the same time?
Yes.
That's interesting. I don't think that's ever happened in our lives.
It did.
When?
I think basketball usually opens a few days before, though.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
usually launch on the same day. The NHL, they'd be dumb to.
I remember a few years ago when LeBron signed for the Lakers, it was on Canada Day. And a couple
Yeah,
of my
but they're-
buddies were
yeah.
Lakers fans, and they were like, holy fuck. Beers were flowing.
Yeah, the UFA days were never, I don't think have ever matched up on the same day.
So what do you got coming up for Daily Face-Off? Doing a live show tomorrow?
Yes, 9 a.m. it starts on the Daily Face Off YouTube. And then I think we'll do O&E around 3. So it'll be from 9 to 2, I think it is, something like that for the Daily Face Off live show.
Yeah.
Somewhere within there. The ending's kind of vague when news
We'll
stops
see.
flying in. And then, we'll do an O&E live as well. And then, are we doing this tomorrow? I don't think so, right?
I think if stuff happens, we could do like reaction episodes of the podcast. Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
People
if
probably
it's,
don't want to hear from us if it's just Connor Brown
Reaction clips.
Yeah, I was
because we've been
Reaction
talking about that
clips.
for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll just do a mashup of all our best Connor Brown
What
jokes.
do you think about Connor? What?
we'll do an episode of BLTN, O&E, and ONR, and maybe real life, and just put it all as one and just release it on 4. We'll just
I
get
want to get a
it.
BLT every sandwich, every podcast. I'd be a little upset. There should be a BLT right there with you.
I mean,
BLT.
I understand there's an extra N in there. We can come up with it afterwards.
Listen,
BLT.
you
long
don't
live.
gotta. You don't gotta. I'm not scared of a good time or a BLT. They're an elite sandwich.
Yeah, put some crisps on it.
The N could
BLT
stand for
booty?
Nutella.
BLT butty.
Oh,
The N
my
could stand for Nutella.
Like I was thinking about, I was going to text you the other night, but it was actually quite late when I was thinking about this nonsense. I was just like, isn't every sandwich a buddy?
Yes.
You may have unlocked something, Meg.
Like every single sandwich.
It was so funny. So I told my girlfriend about these crisp butties, and she's not that into it, if you can believe it.
She had one?
Well, so she hadn't. And then the other day, she's like, I made a tuna sandwich and it wasn't that good. It was very dry. And even with the mayo, it wasn't great. I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, but then I put these on it. And she just pulled out a bag of Lay's salt and vinegar crisps. I was like, all right, now we're talking. She
Yeah.
was like, it was pretty good. I was like, I know.
Accidental
Don't
buddy.
Top it
underestimate
with there, or
it.
do you mix it in with the tuna?
You top it.
Top it, I dig
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Also,
nice.
I remade a steak the other day and it went way better.
Good for
Oh, a
you.
little propane this time.
No, I got it. I had to
in the
redeem
pan.
myself. Back in the pan. Got some butter in there. Threw the garlic
lower
back
temperature.
in.
Little,
Yep.
little rosemary or no?
You just
No rosemary.
did
no
you just stare
rosemary.
down the oven ahead of time? Like, it's me and you, oven.
Just took all the sparks that came off it. It's like, come on.
We're doing this again.
I got to tell you about AMA Travel, Liam.
All right.
You used AMA Travel because you're going on an adventure later in the summer.
I am 21 days.
They made it.
I know. Come up quick.
It is coming quick. They made it very easy for you.
Very
Hop on
easy.
overseas.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the agenda?
So we fly into London. So London, we're staying like a block
London, Ontario.
away. Yeah, London, Ontario. We'll stay like a block away from Buckingham Palace, which is pretty sweet. I've never actually been to London. Like I've never
It's
seen.
like 1/8
Why didn't you
scale
stay
though
at
in London,
Buckingham
Ontario.
Palace?
True. I probably could have got in with Prince
Imagine
William.
the butties they serve there.
Oh boy. Yeah, with the beagles. That's
Did
what
you
I
see
have.
the menu that they had at the coronation dinner though? It was like
Oh yeah, that weird
lima beans or
Yeah, it's just
a bit too
beans,
royal
yeah.
for my liking.
Yeah.
So we do that stuff. We're gonna go to the Harry Potter world, which would be sweet.
I've heard of them.
And then we're gonna go to so my girlfriend's family's from England as well, her grandparents, and they got married in a place called Salisbury. They live there. So I was like, oh, I wonder what's in Salisbury. Stonehenge
and
Hill?
steak.
Oh,
and steak.
Yep.
Peter Gabriel wrote about a song about a hill there in Salisbury.
Really? Well, maybe I'll find it.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill.
And then I go to like more northern places where my family lives. I'm going to go to a soccer game whilst I'm there. And then we go to Paris and we're going to go to Disneyland.
Could you imagine
Disney World, I think it is.
trying to put together a trip like this without our friends at AMA Travel? It's
Yeah.
impossible. Impossible. Save on travel insurance, cruises, vacation packages, guided vacations, coach tours, hotels, cars, attractions, tickets. Liam did it all.
Oh, yeah.
AMA Travel. That's where you need to be. That is where you need to be. Anybody, I asked Liam this yesterday on Real Life, but either of you guys do any betting on the draft?
No.
Our friends at Betway?
Nope, not I.
Did you guys watch the draft?
I had it on television. I was watching it at work.
Fucking painful.
Nope, not I.
I can't believe there was no trades.
I just
Not
watched
a
the
one.
ticker.
First time since 2007 that's
That
happened.
is wild. I don't know if that's a credit. I think it's three things. One, I think the draft was very good. I think teams didn't necessarily, they have overvalued their pick itself, or the players just were so valuable. Two, the cap, no one could afford anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And three, all the GMs suck and can't make good trades.
I think the big thing was what you said first. This draft was looked at like it's the next 2003. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
That's why it was
I think
ultimately
everyone's-
a little bit
I think-
disappointing that the
I
Oilers
think
only had 3 picks.
GMs are really worried about the cap too.
Yeah, I think that
I think
plays.
that's-
That's fucking over a lot of fucking teams, man.
But I just think that this is one of those ones where when you look back now at that 2003 draft and any team that traded out of that first round, they get kind of
Yeah.
maligned. And that, I mean, like, frig, go ahead and tell any team a draft is going to be good or better than another. But
Do you know what's kind of funny is the 2003 NHL draft is obviously historic, and the 2003 NBA draft is historic because of LeBron and Dwayne Wade, all those guys. And this time around, it was also the same, where you got that Victor Wembanyama, who's supposed to be the next god of the NBA. So it's kind of funny how that both works, but
Stock up picks for the 2043 draft, and that's what you're saying.
yes.
All right.
But one thing I would like to address,
Please.
I really think these panels have got to add a little bit more to it and like make it more viewer friendly. So
Which kind of panels are we talking about? The draft?
the draft, like I think the actual draft itself is
Dry.
fairly it's entertaining for what it is, I think. But like some of the graphics that would come, like took them so long to show me like the name of some of the players. Like, I was watching at Boston Pizza because it was Cheesecake Wednesday, obviously, and they didn't have sound on. I'm like looking, I was like, okay, well, who is this guy? And it just like took so long. And like there was some other things like Braden Yeager, who went to Pittsburgh, I think at 14. So he is an absolute stud. But in Saskatchewan, they call Bantam, it's not Bantam AAA, it's Bantam AA. And they kept calling him a late bloomer, but he had 105 points in like 40 games in Bantam AAA. And it's just, you should probably know that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh.
Who, what
Scout problems, you know?
Yeah.
What company
No, but I'm
did
with
the broadcasting?
It wasn't TSN. It was Sportsnet.
Huh. So are you surprised then?
No.
Did they show any face-offs?
They kept showing. They kept showing NHL.
They cut away from
game
the fights
footage.
and the face-offs.
Yeah, they kept showing NHL video game footage, like, but only for the top 3 guys. So they did it for Bedard, and he was in his 98 jersey. But then Carlson came on, and they had him, and maybe they were number 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was just like they said Leo Carlson in a random number 3 jersey, and then also Adam Fantilli. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Unless they were number 3, and I'm just wrong. But
no.
Well,
yeah,
3 would be.
Yeah, Carlson went 2.
3 wouldn't even be their born years.
no,
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Let's check and make sure I'm not.
I think it's interesting that Connor Bedard honors Jesse Puljujärvi with that number.
Well, it's nice of them.
It is nice.
Yeah,
You know?
could be teammates soon.
Yep. I've got 2 Ask the Idiots questions here, boys. Then we've got Kennedy's got another round of quotes for us. And then we got hot and cold performers. I got a hard out here in 20 minutes. So we gotta whip through a little bit of it. That is no problem though, because we only got 2. 2 questions for Ask the Idiots. These ones are a little bit intense. Intense hockey questions. So put your thinking caps on.
Perfect.
For our friends at Will Hawk Beef Jerky, Spruce Grove, Leduc, West Edmonton Mall, go get yourself some garlic sausage for Canada Day.
Oh,
Big bag of jerky, some
Yeah.
garlic sausage. You're having a good time tomorrow.
No kidding.
you're living.
Absolutely. Will Hawk Beef Jerky. You need it. There's a reason they only have one flavor of beef jerky, people. There's a reason for it. And
That's
you'll
all I
love it.
need.
It is all you need, especially after you tried it. All right, Liam. First question here. First of all, I'm going to see if I can read this. And then secondly, we'll go from there.
Okay,
You're up first.
here we go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you think there may be something wrong with the Oilers medical team? For example, Clefbaum, Puljujärvi, now Yams, and then the original misdiagnosis, McDavid's knee injury. Are there issues here, or is this just bad luck?
I'll just say bad luck.
Yep, I'm in contact sport, bad luck.
Yes, of course it's bad luck.
Hold on, you left out the Sheldon Surrey saga? Like, come on.
That's true.
This is a thing that's old.
What were they
as time.
supposed to do with what were they supposed to do with Clefbaum's shoulder?
Replace
Fucking,
it. Take mine. And put it
Bionic
on
Man.
And what were they supposed to do with the hips of a guy who doesn't tell you that his hips are
Clone him.
They don't lie.
The minute that they drafted him, they should have put him in a
Lord
test tube
above,
and made a
man.
second one of them.
I want all
The
Oilers to
world.
be sleeping in hyperbaric chambers at all times.
Everything's got to be someone's fault.
I mean,
You'd love this one.
there is something to be said for a medical staff and a team that invests in their medical staff, but I don't think that that's the scenario here. I don't think that's the issue with the Oilers, that they're not putting money into the organization.
No, God,
to be
no.
able to help with the medical recovery of players.
I love it.
They're not.
You know what? I changed my answer. Yep. It's all the doctor's faults. They went to medical school for countless years to become what they are. And then they've decided to mail it in once they get to the National Hockey League.
I think when you look, you
look
just
at
got to
the,
look at every team in the league. They have the same issues. There's always that famous story though of Steve Nash wouldn't get hurt at all when he was in Phoenix. And as soon as he went to the Lakers, he was hurt all the time. Let's also consider he was 38.
Steve Nash, when he was with Phoenix, was he not always like laying down and like
He was like never injured.
4 snowsuits trying to keep his body warm and just laying there because he couldn't move?
Maybe.
No, he was the one he was the guy that
He would lay on the
bleed.
ground and like wrapped
He'd be
up
cut
and everything.
open, and he would be the only one in the league that would want to keep playing.
Yeah, he's a hockey guy.
Such a warrior.
Does that answer your question, Bag Milk?
I think so.
There we go.
Dan, you're up first.
Okay.
This is a legit question I need you to ask the boys.
Okay, so it's probably not that legit. But go ahead.
Where does Connor Bedard rank in terms of greatness? I mean, what is a realistic measuring stick? Is he Crosby good? Matthews good? We know he won't be the original Connor good. What are you thinking?
Well, I follow Coombsy on social media, and he didn't tweet about him years ago saying that the Blackhawks are trying to play down to him. So I won't say that his height maybe is as high as McDavid's was, but everything I've seen of him tells me that he's going to be right there with him. So I would say it's like McDavid or Gretzky and Lemieux, McDavid, Crosby, Bedard in there. Just that's the way it'll be.
I think the kid's got a hell of a shot. My guess is he's going to be similar to Matthews, but the right-handed version.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got him with a pure goal scorer like Matthews and Ovechkin. He won't be doing the physical things that Ovechkin did.
Yeah, Ovi's a unit though.
Yeah, right. But where you can place him right now, I'm not getting involved in that. Like once upon a time, we thought Alexander Daig was going to be incredible.
There's still time.
Yeah.
You know, you got to learn from these things once in a while.
I think he's probably
He's a goal scorer though, and maybe one of the best shots we've ever seen.
the 4th most hyped first overall pick in the last since 2000. Crosby, Ovechkin, McDavid, Bedard is what I would say.
Blame that on the
Lafreniere
internet.
feels like he was.
No,
up
he's
there.
legit. The
Yeah,
first
no, but
player to get
the hype behind it is intensified because you've got it on your computer, you've got it on your phone, you see it on your watch, you see it on your television, you
that's
see
fair.
it everywhere. You can't get away from it.
But he's the first player to ever get exceptional status into the Western Hockey League, and Hockey Canada is like denied
Western?
Western Hockey League. The
Yeah, the
first
WHL
player,
is
the WHL.
notorious.
Yeah, but the
for being-
OHL, which is supposed to be the better league, has handed it out like 5 or 6 times, and guys who are good players, but not necessily
But you
top
have
of the
to
top.
be.
Like Spezza was a great player, but he's not in that category.
I think Bedard he'll win a couple MVPs, all that kind of jazz.
Richard's for sure. MVPs, we'll see.
I think he's legit.
We'll see. Time will tell, I guess, is the answer.
Play this tape back in 5 years.
Yep.
Let me know.
Yep. Pull this up and then send it back to us in 5 years and see how poorly our takes aged.
We'll have that in Kennedy's game in 5 years.
We're on every side of the aspect. Someone's going to be right here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we cover
Got
our
some in the
bases.
middle, some down here.
Rick,
some
you're
over
giving
there.
away all of our
I actually don't think he's ever going to play an NHL game.
Rick, you're giving away all the secrets, man.
There you go. For Wilhock Beef Jerky, there's Ask the Idiots. A couple questions came in this week. One thing before Kennedy comes in for her game, I'm waving at her over there. Kennedy, can you hear me?
waving
There she
back.
is.
Okay.
I just want to plug quickly. Matthias Janmark officially 1 year contract, $1 million. Just quick
Welcome
thoughts.
back, Yanni.
Yeah, good.
Makes sense to me.
Great value.
People were mad, don't understand it, but that's just life as an Oilers fan, really.
Oh my goodness.
You know, we have got Kennedy back in here. Do I have a sponsor attached to her? Maybe. No way. Not this time. Not this time. Not yet.
Kennedy game. All right.
Kennedy game. Of course, if you haven't been listening, Kennedy is digging back into the archives. She's found old quotes from all of us, and we have to try and figure out who said it. Last time I went 2 for 6. Not very good for me. Liam was the big winner last week, if I remember correctly.
5 for 6 after going 0-6 the week before.
Kennedy.
That's big.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, we're switching it up this time. I said I had a little surprise for this round. So take out your notes app. We're doing 1 through 10.
1 through 10?
This is the real out-of-pocket shit. This is real.
I've been saving these.
I've been saving these ones. This is
Is there any minimum for each person?
no. All of you have
Everybody's
two.
in there at least. Everyone's in there twice.
Twice.
All right.
So we all have 2 at least.
two.
All
Jeez
right.
Louise.
I win once. It's really hard.
I gotta step on my game. You were getting
Getting ahead of
figuring my system
myself.
out here. Okay.
Because I go back and listen too. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Alrighty. First one. McDavid makes Kikuchi money. 2. They got a thick blue line. 3. It's getting me armchair GM horny. 4. I made a pact with Satan that I could grow a mustache.
That could be any of us.
Okay. 5. I like corn.
Yeah. Band or niblet.
See you're okay.
6.
Oh, that might come from the cream corn conversation we had a couple months ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6. Shocking that nowhere else sells fluffy pajamas.
What?
What?
7. I think he's right horned up for Jonathan Taves.
Oh, God. I am not doing well. I have Tyler down 3 times.
My prediction is I'm going to go over on this.
Tyler can be in there 3 times.
No, there's 2 each.
There's 2 each.
I thought you said we're doing. Yeah, I was thinking there's 4 of us. All right. No, we're good. So
8. Wet and stinky cheeseburger. 9. I'm standing up there and a little nugget rolls down the leg.
What the hell? Oh, no.
10. We had no communication to confirm that we are still alive.
I'm going 0 for 10. I guarantee.
That was so hard. Okay.
Alrighty. Here we go. Okay, number 1. Say your answer.
I have Rick as my number 1.
I said bag milk.
no, it's definitely me.
I said Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read out the thing as you do
Yeah.
it? Just in case I want to change my answer.
That was the
That
Kikuchi
was
money.
the Kikuchi one.
Yeah.
2 was they got a thick blue line.
Tyler.
I said Rick.
Tyler.
BM.
That was Liam.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shit.
Don't remember saying that.
Never
They
good
got
when
a
you can't
thick
get your own.
blue line.
Well, already 3. It's getting me armchair GM horny.
That's Tyler.
I said Tyler.
I have BM.
I said Tyler.
That was Tyler.
Oh,
Yeah, fair.
I'm not going to go over. We did it.
4. I made a pact with Satan that I could grow a mustache.
I did Liam.
Bag milk.
I'm tossed between the 2, but I went Liam.
Tyler.
That was BM.
Yeah.
I actually put Dan, but I changed my answer.
Good answer.
Just after Dan didn't say Dan, I was like, that can't be right.
Alrighty, I like corn.
I thought that was me.
I said it was me.
I like corn. So
I also like corn.
my answer is me on here. So
I said Tyler.
It was Rick. I was like, the intrusive thoughts really won on that one.
Okay.
I was like, that one needs to go on the roadcaster.
How's everybody doing so far through 5?
I am 2 for 3. 2 out of 5.
I'm 2 out of 5 as well.
Liam, what game are you playing?
I'm 2. I got
5.
both mine.
2 for 5.
Okay, as long as you got yours,
That's what matters, right?
yeah, exactly. Okay, 6. Shocking that nowhere else sells fluffy pajamas.
Dan?
I said Liam.
I got Liam.
I I think that might be me too, but I put BM.
That was Dan.
Got myself.
Either way.
BM's got the emojis going on his list here. This is awesome. Alrighty. 7. I think he's right horned up for Jonathan Taves.
Tyler.
I can't tell. I just deleted it by accident.
Oh, God.
It's the one that's not there. So it's, I guessed.
However many other names.
Yeah.
Who was only there once?
No, I forgot everybody twice.
And you deleted one?
I guessed me. I was like, sorry.
And Dan doesn't know the
Math.
game either.
Yeah.
I got Tyler.
Guessed me.
Tyler.
Yeah, that was Ty.
Oh, I don't even know.
I know he leaned forward in his chair and grabbed the mic like this when he said it too.
He says horned up a lot. So
Yeah.
that
That's one of his go-tos.
And Jonathan
Okay.
It's
Taves.
very funny. Alrighty. Number 8, wet and stinky cheeseburger.
Liam.
Liam.
Yeah.
I remember that. Thanks, Lloydminster.
Number 9, I'm standing up there and a little nugget rolls down the leg.
Me?
I guess Tyler.
Yeah, I got BM.
BM.
That was BM.
I already guessed my 2.
That was when
BMs by
Tyler
that point.
didn't go on your date with you. Just so I'm bringing it up again.
Old wounds.
Tyler's not here. You can hit the button as many times as you want.
Okay.
Alrighty. Number 10. We had no communication to confirm that we are all still alive.
Dan.
I guess that was Rick, but
Dan.
It has to be Dan.
Yeah, it was Dan.
I put myself, but, so I got that one wrong.
Well,
I did pretty good. 7 out of 10, boys.
I pulled a 6.
nice.
I got 5.
same I was after 5. 2 out of 5.
6?
Yeah.
2 out of 10.
5 out of 5. 10.
Well,
5 for 5.
Old Bag Milk's champion this week.
5 or 5 out of 10.
well done,
5
BM.
or 5 out of 10. Probably shouldn't guess everyone's name 3 times, and I think I could get 10 out of 10.
I love it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
There goes
Thanks,
Kennedy. Another round of Who Said It.
Thanks, Kennedy.
I thought that one's going to be really hard, and then I ended up crushing it. We've all got our little things that we do. Wet, stinky cheeseburger, obviously.
Yeah, the cheeseburger is definitely you.
Do you know, I actually had a great cheeseburger last night at the Riverhawks game.
Really?
I'm going to the Riverhawks game tonight. I might get one.
Get a
You have to
cheeseburger.
now.
It's called like the prime rib cheeseburger. Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
fucking really good.
That sounds like
Whoa,
it's going down
okay,
the
I got a
hatch
question
tonight.
here for you though.
Yeah.
Prime ribs, an elite cut of steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it still gets this ranking, even though
No.
I think the price tag's gonna be a little bit higher.
it was $11.
Bargain.
No, it is not on. It's not on the scale. It's a hockey rink burger that I look at.
That's
I got to
fair.
think of I think I got to expand my range next season. Got to get the list back up going and
Yeah, I
see
agree.
where I can go.
Before we get to hot and cold performers, I'm going to get my buttons ready here. I just want to tell you the Oilers Nation Open. We're going to be launching sales for the tournament next week, early next week. Think after the long weekend, we're going to get that set. That is going on September 1st, which is a Friday leading into the long weekend out at Millwoods Golf Club. You want to be in this tournament. Every year we put it on. Every year we have a blast. And every year people go, oh man, I missed out on what looked like a fantastic day. Don't be that guy. Round up your boys. Put a team in. We're raising money for the Jason Gregor Foundation. Of course, Gregor's grads. If you want to watch Gregor cry, it's a lock. It is an absolute lock. Every year he does it. Dan, is this number 5?
We said, yeah.
We have figured
5.
out.
We think it's 5. Pretty sure.
If you've been to 6 of them, if this will be your 6th, let us know.
Yeah, let us know if this is the 6th time you've come to a tournament. Anyway, look out for tickets to go on sale for the Oilers Nation Open early next week. I'm going to have the article, as always, up on the website, and then on socials, we'll have links for you as well. Great time, great day. And again, Friday leading into the long weekend. Doesn't get better than that. Hot cold performance, boys. Let's get to it. We're going to start off with our veggies. These are for Star Mechanical. Of course, Star Mechanical. They've been around forever. Star Mechanical is one of Edmonton's biggest locally owned and operated plumbing and heating businesses. They've been working within the community for over 20 years. Many of the homes built in Edmonton over the last 2 decades have had their plumbing and heating systems installed by Star Mechanical. They know what they're doing. That's the point I'm trying to get here. On the we always start with our veggies here in Hot and Cold Performers. Right in front of me sits Nation Dan. We're going to start off with you, sir. Your Star Mechanical Cold Performer of the Week.
My cold performer of the week is going to be a weird one. It's going to go to squirrels 3 times this week at different intervals. I've been driving along in Edmonton and a squirrel has jumped out in front of my car, like to the point of like, okay, you're dead. And every single time
hit him?
Survived. No, I've survived it. I have not killed the squirrel yet.
You've survived.
I've survived it. They've survived.
Close
it.
one though.
I know. Yeah.
They're agile little fuckers. They know what they're doing.
But man, oh man, there's nothing worse than that like fear of moment where you're like, okay, I'm about to murder this small animal. Waz, you love doing it. I don't. Squirrels, you get my cold performer of the week.
Trust me, Dan.
That's that Seinfeld episode.
That's the sound that the squirrels make after I go over top of them.
That's the Seinfeld episode where George is the bird, is the pigeon. I thought we had a contract with the pigeons.
I thought we did too.
You can say whatever you want for hot and cold performers. Believe me, there's nothing weird.
Rick, your Star Mechanical Cold Performer of the Week.
I think everybody knows it's the trade.
Yep.
Buttons are on point today. They really have the vibe of both of those performers down pat.
Liam, your Star Mechanical Cold Performer of the Week.
Oh, the idiot that swung his door open at me today as I was driving by and then acted like it was my fault. I almost hit him.
You're as cold as ice.
Dipshit.
This one I feel like is going to be very near and dear in all of our hearts. We've been working on this. Unfortunately, our work did not pay off. My Star Mechanical Cold Performer
Yeah, I know
of
what
the week.
this is. This is ridiculous.
Punter did not make the Mascot Hall of Fame.
Bullshit.
Damn it.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. First of all,
Do you think it's because we asked for an interview?
You know what? I saw the Elks come out and make a tweet about it. I think our Twitter page, like the ONR one, has to come out and say, you know what, guys, we were on with you. We tried our best. We contacted them. We are going to have one of them on our podcast, and they straight up ghosted us.
I think we need to do from our account is the Tampa Bay Lightning tweet, but just about Punter not making the Hall of Fame.
And Hunter.
And Hunter, for that
This is
matter.
not the result we were hoping for.
We need the Hunter Punter double bill next year.
Oh, there's quite a theme going on actually with the mascot names. Hunter, Punter.
What else you got?
Maybe the baseball one could be called Bunter.
How dare you take Homer's name away from me?
I already got a name.
All right. 4-star Mechanical boys, let's finish off the podcast with some bright sides. I'm just going to go first. Last night, Blink-182 concert was fantastic. I'm hungover today.
this is why I'm hot. I'm hot because I'm fly. You ain't because you not.
BM, did you do a bag or a cold performer?
I did
Punter, not the Mascot Hall of Fame.
Jeez, way to go, Dan.
Unbelievable.
It was the one that just happened. Too.
It was so offensive
I'm
to
so
Dan, he needed to hear it
devastated.
twice.
Yeah, he pushed it right out of his head.
Ah. All right, Liam, you're up next. Your hot performer of the week.
My hot performer of the week. I started watching the movie Dune. I am not finished, but so far so good.
How
How many
far?
sessions?
I'm honestly about 20 minutes into the thing. I've tried to watch
Do
it
you
like 4
take
times.
notes beside your recliner? Is there a page of notes? So you're just like, I just need to get re-caught up here. Oh yeah.
No, you know what happens is Liam decides he's going to sink
now
in.
press play.
He's going to sink into a movie like at 12:20 at night every night. And then
He's got a
falls
12, and he's
asleep
got a
by
strict
12:30.
12:30 bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never, well, here's your button.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Matches the shirt.
It does match the shirt. You're very tropical today.
Yeah.
I've never met a person in my life that watches movies the way you do.
Just never. I think I've tried to watch it like 4 times.
I feel like
Just
some
can't
people,
get
I've
through it.
definitely watched them in like parts, but that's a reason. I feel you sit down for like, I got 25 minutes. I can start this movie.
But then at the same time, it
much.
makes sense after I watched you play video games on your phone and iPad on the way down to Vegas. You know, you played every app on those fucking contraptions by the time we got down there.
Yeah, my 8-hour flight to London is going to be special.
You're gonna have to stock up on toys, boy. Get the Wi-Fi, the in-flight Wi-Fi at the very least.
Liam actually just factors in a half-hour break into his day every day where he watches Varsity Blues.
Just the first 30 minutes of it, though. Rick, you're up next. Your Star Mechanical hot performer of the week.
It doesn't make yesterday feel any better, but it does mean that you won't lose another one. But Yamamoto coming back.
It's getting hot in here.
Nation Dan, wrap us up your Star Mechanical hot performer of the week.
Well, putting aside the entire team of the Nation Network that went down to the draft, one of the best pieces of content that came out of the draft was Kyle Davidson and the
great.
podcast Penalty Box Radio doing a quick interview there. Shout out to Kyle Davidson for being a heck of an interview. It was a lot of fun and one of the better things that came out of the draft this weekend.
He's a hot guy.
I still feel like they should have brought us.
Agreed. I had a concert to go to. I was rocking it last night. Voice still feels a little hoarse today.
I'll give away a Hockey Fights Awards.
Could have been back by there.
Yeah, could have been.
Leave a day early.
I thought about it. I actually thought about trying to sell my tickets, which I could not based on where mine were, and then buying tickets for Calgary tonight. Then I could have easily made it happen. It's just way she goes. Way she goes.
That's okay. Next year we'll go to Vegas.
Oh,
We're going. All right. I've got a meeting to attend, and therefore we must shut this down. Gentlemen, there is nothing left to say.
Except
We might be back tomorrow. We might not.
play Where's the Love on YouTube.
Play Where's the Love on YouTube. That other song cannot be the top Black Eyed Peas song on their YouTube page. Cannot. There you have it. Have a great weekend, everybody.